You've been doing everything right, eating fruits, drinking smoothies, swapping red meat for soy, maybe even having oatmeal for breakfast, every day, like they told you on TV. But here's the part no one ever said out loud. Some of the healthiest foods you've been told to eat after 60 could actually be weakening your legs. Yes, you heard that right. The foods you thought were helping your muscles might be slowly draining your strength, one healthy bite at a time. And the worst part, you feel the weakness, but you blame it on age. You think, I'm just getting older. My knees aren't what they used to be. It's just normal. But it's not. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain. We're exposing 7 foods that seem innocent, even beneficial, but may be silently triggering inflammation, causing insulin crashes, and blocking key minerals your legs desperately need. These are the same foods I used to recommend, until I saw the science, until I saw the patients. And today, I'm going to show you how to spot the hidden traps and what you can eat instead to keep walking strong into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Comment 1 if you've ever eaten something healthy and still felt worse. Share this with someone who's doing everything right but still struggling. Subscribe now, because this video could save someone's legs, literally. It's called Nature's Perfect Food. Number 1, bananas. And for good reason. They're packed with potassium, magnesium, fiber, essential minerals for muscle health. But here's the catch most seniors don't know. Overripe bananas, those soft, heavily spotted ones, can secretly drain your leg strength. How? When bananas become overly ripe, their natural starches convert almost entirely into sugar. A medium banana can go from 14 grams of sugar to nearly 20 grams when overripe. That's almost like drinking a glass of soda for your legs. I once worked with a man named Bill, 74 years old, proud veteran still doing yard work. He loved bananas. Every morning he'd have 2 sweet, mushy bananas with breakfast. He thought he was doing everything right. But Bill began noticing something strange. His legs felt heavier after walking the dog. His calves cramped at night. His knees felt unstable, even when just climbing stairs. He blamed old age. Until we looked closer, the overripe bananas were spiking his blood sugar, crashing his insulin, and starving his muscles of oxygen. Worse, the sugar triggered low-grade inflammation in his joints, making every step harder. Once Bill switched to firmer bananas, the kind with just a hint of green, and limited himself to half a banana per meal, his leg cramps almost disappeared in 6 weeks. Same fruit, different effect, all depending on how ripe it is. If you usually eat bananas that are soft and spotted, like this video if you're surprised by how even healthy foods can have a dark side after 60. Stay tuned. Next, we're diving into a health hero breakfast that could be secretly stealing your muscle strength day by day. Number 2, flavored instant oatmeal packets. Oatmeal has become the golden child of healthy breakfasts. High in fiber, good for the heart, great for digestion. But here's what they don't tell you. Those little flavored oatmeal packets, they're loaded with added sugar, artificial flavors, and sometimes even inflammatory oils. I had a patient, Margaret, who ate oatmeal religiously every morning, but not just plain oats. She'd pour in one of those quick cook packets, apple cinnamon or maple brown sugar, the kind you microwave in 60 seconds. She thought she was being healthy, but her legs told a different story. Margaret complained of heavy thighs, early fatigue, and cramps that hit by midday. We looked closer. Her breakfast had 19 grams of sugar, 0 protein, and no healthy fats to slow it down. What does that mean for your legs? A sugar spike, then a crash, then muscle fatigue, poor circulation, and inflammation. Worse, without enough protein or fat in the meal, her body burned through the sugar fast and left her muscles starving, especially her legs, which rely on steady fuel to stay strong. When Margaret switched to unsweetened oats, added a spoon of almond butter, a few blueberries, and chia seeds, the leg pain and fatigue reduced dramatically in just 2 weeks. She didn't stop eating oatmeal. She just stopped eating the fake healthy version. Comment 3. If you've used instant oatmeal packets before, no shame, we've all been there. Like this video if you're realizing how subtle these traps can be. Up next, a fruit that's praised on every health blog, but could be causing nerve fatigue and foot tingling. Number 3, grapes tiny, juicy, sweet. Grapes seem like the perfect healthy snack, right? But here's the truth nobody warns seniors about. Grapes are loaded with fructose, a natural sugar that in excess can trigger inflammation, nerve fatigue, and even lead to gout. I remember a woman named Sylvia, 71 years old. She loved grapes, kept a big bowl on her kitchen counter all year round. She thought, natural sugar, it's fine. But Sylvia started feeling these odd symptoms. Tingling in her feet after dinner, slight numbness in her toes at night, stiffness in her ankles when she woke up. It wasn't arthritis, it wasn't diabetes, it was chronic fructose overload. You see, grapes spike blood sugar fast. They also increase uric acid production, which irritates the nerves and joints, especially in the lower legs. And because grapes are easy to eat mindlessly, one handful becomes 3, the damage adds up quietly. When Sylvia reduced her grape intake to just a small handful a few times a week and swapped some for berries instead, her numbness and nighttime tingling improved within a month. Grapes aren't evil, but after 60, moderation matters more than ever. Comment 4. If you snack on grapes or enjoy them regularly, like this video if you never knew grapes could sabotage your legs. Next up, a vegetable that looks innocent, but can quietly stiffen your knees if you eat it the wrong way. Number 4, raw spinach. Spinach, the poster child of superfoods. From Popeye cartoons to doctors' offices, spinach has been praised for generations. But here's what almost no one tells you. Eating too much raw spinach can silently stiffen your joints and weaken your legs. Shocking? It shocked me too. Let me tell you about George. 68 years old, retired architect, full of energy. George decided to get healthier and started making green smoothies daily. His favorite? Raw spinach, blended with bananas and almond milk. At first he felt great, but slowly, George noticed changes. His knees felt tighter. His hips stiffened after sitting. His morning walks shortened from 45 minutes to 15. He blamed old injuries. He thought it was arthritis. But when we looked deeper, the culprit was hiding in his glass. Raw spinach is loaded with oxalates, natural compounds that can bind to calcium and magnesium, 2 minerals essential for muscle contraction and joint flexibility. When George drank raw spinach daily, he wasn't absorbing enough minerals. His joints became stiff. His muscles lost resilience. When he switched to lightly steamed spinach, and only 3 to 4 times a week instead of daily, the stiffness eased up within a month. The spinach itself wasn't bad. It was the raw overdose that did the damage. Comment 5 if you've added raw spinach to smoothies or salads. Like this video if you're surprised that even healthy greens can backfire. Coming up next, a cozy, comforting food that's quietly robbing your legs of circulation and it's hiding in your freezer. Number 5, commercial frozen pizza. Nothing says comfort like a slice of pizza. Crispy crust, gooey cheese, savory toppings. But if you're over 60, that frozen pizza in your freezer could be sabotaging your legs, one bite at a time. Let me tell you about Ron. 67 years old, semi-retired, big-hearted grandfather. Ron loved keeping a few frozen pizzas in the fridge, just for quick meals, he said. One Friday night tradition, pop a frozen pizza in the oven, watch a ball game, relax. But week by week, Ron noticed. His legs would swell up after dinner. His ankles felt tight and puffy. His calf muscles cramped overnight. What was happening? Commercial frozen pizzas are packed with refined carbs, white flour crust, blood sugar spikes and crashes, excessive sodium, fluid retention and swelling, processed meats like pepperoni, inflammation, trans fats, clogged arteries and reduced blood flow. That's a quadruple hit on your legs. Poor circulation, inflammation, nutrient starvation, muscle cramping. When Ron swapped frozen pizza nights for a homemade flatbread pizza, whole grain crust, fresh veggies, light mozzarella, his legs felt lighter, and the swelling disappeared within weeks. Comment 6 if you've ever grabbed a frozen pizza for convenience. Like this video if you didn't realize how hard frozen foods can hit your legs after 60. Next, a snack that smells like childhood memories, but sneaks in dangerous chemicals that attack your muscles from the inside. Number 6, microwave popcorn. The smell of buttery popcorn, the sound of kernels popping, the memories of movie nights and laughter. Microwave popcorn feels like pure comfort. But if you're over 60, that innocent bag could be stealing the strength right out of your legs. Let me share the story of Carol, 72 years old, spirited, and loved her evening popcorn ritual. Every night around 8 p.m., she'd toss a bag of microwave popcorn into the microwave, settle into her recliner, and enjoy. It seemed harmless, until Carol started noticing twitching muscles in her calves, restless legs that wouldn't settle at bedtime, occasional tingling in her feet. What went wrong? Microwave popcorn often hides artificial flavorings like diacetyl damages nerve endings. High sodium content leads to swelling and blood pressure spikes. Preservatives and trans fats promote inflammation and poor circulation. For seniors, these silent threats accumulate fast, leading to nerve dysfunction, muscle weakness, and nighttime discomfort. When Carol switched to air-popped popcorn, lightly salted and drizzled with a bit of olive oil, her restless legs dramatically improved within a few weeks. She didn't have to give up popcorn. She just had to ditch the chemical bombs disguised as comfort. Tell me if you still love that warm smell of popcorn at home. Like this video if you're realizing how small habits can quietly sabotage your strength. Next up, a creamy snack that's secretly trapping your muscles in stiffness and swelling. Number 7. Commercial ice cream. A scoop of ice cream, cold, creamy, nostalgic. It feels like a reward for a life well lived. But after 60, that sweet, silky treat could be turning your legs stiff, swollen, and weak without you even realizing it. Let me tell you about Paul, 69 years old, retired school principal, proud grandfather of 5. Every Sunday afternoon, Paul would enjoy a big bowl of vanilla ice cream. It was his little tradition, his reward for a busy week. But slowly, Paul noticed. His knees felt tighter after meals. His ankles swelled subtly but persistently. His calf muscles ached more after simple chores. What was going wrong? Store-bought commercial ice creams are often packed with refined sugar, inflammation, and blood sugar crashes. Loaded with saturated fats, clog arteries, and impair circulation. Filled with additives and preservatives. Confuse the immune system and trigger chronic inflammation. After 60, the body becomes more sensitive to these hidden ingredients. Your blood flow slows, your muscles don't get the oxygen they crave, inflammation grips your joints, and before you know it, walking feels heavier, stiffer, harder. When Paul switched to occasional homemade frozen yogurt, unsweetened Greek yogurt blended with berries, his ankle swelling reduced and he said he felt lighter even after meals. He didn't give up treats, he just chose ones that nourished instead of draining him. Comment 8. If ice cream is still one of your favorite comfort foods, like this video if you're seeing how small pleasures can secretly chip away at strength. Coming up next, a healthy favorite that looks innocent but can secretly dry out your muscles and leave your legs trembling. Number 8. Processed cheese slices. Good for your bones. That's what we were told about cheese growing up. But here's a hidden truth few seniors know. Processed cheese slices, those individually wrapped ones, are quietly sabotaging your legs. Let me tell you about Linda, 74 years old, joyful, loved making sandwiches for her grandchildren. She'd always throw a slice of processed cheese onto their lunches, and sometimes sneak one for herself too. She thought calcium, protein, good for the bones. But slowly, Linda noticed morning stiffness in her ankles, more frequent muscle twitches in her calves, slower recovery after simple walks. The problem? Processed cheese slices often contain high sodium causes fluid retention and swelling. Phosphates interfere with calcium and magnesium absorption. Additives and emulsifiers fuel hidden inflammation. Instead of strengthening bones, these cheeses weaken the foundation, dehydrating muscles, stiffening joints, and making legs tire faster. When Linda swapped the slices for real cheese, like small portions of fresh mozzarella, Swiss, or cottage cheese, her stiffness and swelling eased within a few weeks. Comment 9 if you've ever packed those little cheese slices into lunches. Like this video if you're seeing why not all calcium-rich foods are your friends after 60. Stay with us. Next, we're uncovering a comfort drink that's secretly making your legs heavier every night. Number 9. Alcohol. A glass of wine at dinner, a beer on a warm evening, a toast at a family gathering. Alcohol feels like part of life's celebrations, But after 60, even just a little can quietly sabotage your legs and joints, especially overnight. Let me tell you about Henry, 70 years old, cheerful, and loved unwinding with a glass of red wine after dinner. He believed in moderation. 1 glass a night keeps the heart happy, he said. But slowly, Henry noticed, his legs felt heavier the next morning. His ankles were swollen by noon. His knees ached more after even light walks. The hidden problem? Alcohol acts like a triple attack on your legs. It dehydrates your muscles, causing stiffness and cramps. It blocks nutrient absorption, starving muscles of magnesium, potassium, and calcium. It fuels hidden inflammation, making joints and tissues more tender and swollen. And because alcohol lingers longer in aging bodies, the damage accumulates night after night, even if you only have 1 drink. When Henry cut back to 1 or 2 glasses per week and focused more on herbal teas or infused water, he said his legs felt lighter, quicker, and more flexible. Within just 3 weeks, he didn't have to give up all pleasures, just choose his moments wisely. Comment 10 if you enjoy the occasional wine or beer. Like this video if you're realizing how even small habits after 60 can make a massive difference. Coming next, the final reveal. The 2 most dangerous vitamins silently weakening your legs day after day. Number 10. The 2 silent vitamin saboteurs, vitamin A and vitamin E. You trust vitamins. You believe they protect your bones, your heart, your strength. But after 60, 2 common vitamins, vitamin A and vitamin E, could be silently sabotaging your legs every single day. Let me share the story of Frank, 73 years old, active, still loved hiking. Frank took a daily multivitamin faithfully, thinking he was protecting his future. He thought, more vitamins, better health, right? But over time, Frank felt more stiffness in his knees, heaviness in his legs after short walks, longer recovery times after small activities. It didn't make sense. He was eating healthy, staying active, doing everything right, until we looked at his supplement routine. Vitamin A toxicity. Frank's multivitamin had double the daily recommended amount of vitamin A. Vitamin A, when overdosed, stores in the liver, causing muscle inflammation, nerve irritation, and fatigue. It disrupts magnesium and calcium balance, the minerals your muscles desperately need. Result? Legs that feel like anchors. Vitamin E overload. His supplement also had mega doses of vitamin E. Excess vitamin E impairs muscle coordination, slows healing, and blunts strength. It also weakens blood clotting, making bruises, soreness, and slow recovery much more common after minor strain. Frank wasn't aging poorly. Frank was being poisoned by the very supplements meant to protect him. When he switched to a low-dose, food-based multivitamin and focused on real foods rich in balanced nutrients, his strength, flexibility, and endurance returned within months. Comment 11 if you take a daily multivitamin. Like this video if you're realizing that sometimes too much of a good thing can quietly steal your mobility. Final reminder, before you pop another pill, check your label. Look for vitamin A under 900 milligrams, vitamin E around 15 milligrams, not 400 IU megadoses. Because living well after 60 isn't about taking more, it's about taking smarter. And protecting your legs means protecting your freedom. Today, you uncovered truths that most people will never hear. You learned that your legs are not betraying you. Your body is not broken. It's simply responding to the choices we make every day. Foods, drinks, supplements. And now, you hold the power to change that story. You can say goodbye to the secret saboteurs. You can say yes to strength, to stability, to freedom. Because your legs aren't just limbs. They are your independence. They are the bridge to your dreams, your family, your adventures. Every better choice you make, every small step you take, is a giant leap toward living fully, joyfully, on your own terms. Comment your number below. 1 if you're ready to protect your legs. 2 if you're shocked by what you learned. 3 if you're determined to grow stronger after 60. Like this video to show you're taking charge of your health. Subscribe to Wise Living for weekly inspiration, powerful tips, and real strategies to live stronger, longer, and freer. Because aging is not a decline, it's a call to wisdom, and the best years are still ahead. Stay tuned, stay strong, and always believe. Your legs can carry you farther than you ever dreamed, if you give them the love and care they deserve. Every small step you take today is a gift for the stronger you tomorrow. See you in the next video.